Hello guys, it's goldiex here, and today I am here with Crash Bandicoot 3 Warps, the final game in the Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. This is my favourite Crash game out of all three games, and I'm actually really excited to finally play this one. After all the madness I went through in Crash 2, it's finally time to start my favourite game in the trilogy. Okay, so let's do this. So what we're going to do is overwrite save and begin the game. Let's do this. Come on, load already.
Free at last.
Uka Uka is free? No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
None have dared fail the great Uka Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice!
Great Uka Uka! It was that infernal Bandicoot!
From deep inside my deadly prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time, the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right.
After many eons, my evil twin brother, Uka Uka, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
Okay, here we go. We're going to head to the time twister and we can finally pick a level. Here we are. This is a much better warp room layout as well. So much better than Crash 2. So much easier to get around the place as well. Okay. Where should we go first? I think we'll head to Toad Village first, as it is probably one of the easiest levels in the game.
Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look! I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
Of course, Cortex has got an ally helping him, which is Akuaku's evil twin brother, Uka Uka. This game, by the way, is so much easier than Crash Bandicoot 2. I support hours and hours and hours into Crash Bandicoot 3 on the PS1, and to this day it is still my favourite PS1 game of all time. But do I think the remaster is better than the original? Nah. But saying that, I do think this is a great remaster regardless, but I just prefer the original, but there's nothing wrong with that. I still love the remaster regardless. Okay, let's get the extra life. There we go. I did have a great Christmas. I was playing I got loads of games for Christmas. I got Red Dead Redemption 2, I got Bloodborne, Dark Souls Remastered, I got Payday 2. Gold Edition, yeah, I think that's what it's called, and I also got some PS Vita games too. I got Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 as well as Mortal Kombat. To be honest, I haven't played those games massively over Christmas holidays. I did play Shenmue 1 and 2 instead because I actually love those games. And yeah, I'm still playing through Shenmue 2 at the moment, but I actually love Shenmue 1 and I'm enjoying Shenmue 2 as well, so that's the first bonus round, easy peasy. Easily the easiest bonus round in the whole game. I just love how much easier Crash Bandicoot 3 is compared to Crash 2, it's just a so much easier game. I've already said that before, but it really is. I think you remember how many times I died in Crash 2, and I did get a couple of game overs as well. Funny because I find Crash 1 and Crash 3 easy, but Crash 2 for some reason I always die a lot in, but unfortunately, I don't know why that is. I've always found Crash 2 the most difficult, but luckily that game is finally done and over with, and I can finally complete my favourite game in the Crash trilogy, Crash Bandicoot 3. Okay, that's Toad Village complete, the first level complete, nice and easy. So it's a very easy level, pretty much just whizzed our way through that level. Okay, now we're gonna head to... Actually, before I go in the second level, I am going to... No, it's a Lost City level, I think. If we interact with this, we can get Coco to join the adventure. I think in Crash 3 I'm not going to swap as Coco that much, as there are some levels in this game that Crash actually can't enter anyway, so I don't think there's really much point in me entering, like switching as Coco at all. So if we enter the second level now, this is a level that Coco can't enter, so it's a bit of a shame really, because I'd love to see Coco in the underwater levels, but oh well. It's not the end of the world. I used to hate the underwater levels, but I don't mind them as much now, but I used to hate them in the Wrath of Cortex. I mean, oh my god. The underwater levels in the Wrath of Cortex were just a pain to play through. Like in Crash 3, they're not as bad, but I wouldn't say they're my favourite levels at all. Oh shit, too early. I spun that guy too early. Well, I didn't hit him. Didn't spin at the correct time, of course I didn't hit him. It's pretty easy. The first warp room is pretty easy, it's got the easiest though. I think the second warp room, however, is my favourite warp room. Out of the 6 warp rooms we get to explore. There are 5 main warp rooms of course, and there is a bonus one like there is in Crash 2. However, okay, here we have like this little submarine thing. I don't know what it's actually called, but yeah, I'll just call it a little submarine thing for now. It's quite fun to use as well, but just make sure you don't get hit while using it, because there are some boxes hidden in the coral here. Of course, if you get hit while we using the submarine thing will get completely destroyed, and of course, before you get to the end, you'll not be able to get the boxes hidden within the coral. Crash's spin attack is not strong enough to destroy the coral, so we have a checkpoint. Nice, how many boxes we got? 65 and 92. Yeah, I'm just so happy Crash 2 is finally finished. I'm so glad I got that game finally out of the way. I don't hate it, but well, for God's sake, those things are really catch me off guard. But I'm just so glad Crash 2 is finally finished. I finally got my hardest Crash game out of the way, and now I can finally start my favourite Crash game of all time. I have thought about playing through the originals at some point. I should play one playthrough Crash Bandicoot. If it weren't for the original Crash games, we wouldn't be playing the N Sane Trilogy right now. Oh shit. Oops. Yeah, if we just do that, if we get back on the submarine thing. It's funny, I never die in the first or second warp room of Crash 3. I don't die much in the other warp rooms as well, if I'm being honest. I mean, I poured hours into Crash 3, so I pretty much know this game off by heart. Yeah, I'm surprised I actually took a hit there with the submarine thing, but Crash 3 definitely feels like a nice break from Crash 2, just because it's so much easier and so much better to get through as a game, so... And there's just so much, they've added so much more to it as well, which makes it the definitive Crash Bandicoot game in my opinion. One thing I like about this game is The boss battles in this game they've been massively improved. The boss battles in this game. I mean, the boss battles in Crash 2 were just god awful. But in Crash 3, the boss battles in Crash 3 are so much better. And the good thing is, when you complete a boss battle in this game, you actually get a power up as well, and they become really handy for completing some levels later on. I mean, the first power up, if I'm being honest, you get is pretty lame, but all the other power ups you get in the game later on are so much more useful to Crash, and they really do help complete the game. Okay, so if we head to level 3 now, which is a level where we can't use Crash, as you can see there, so we're going to use Coco for that. Crash just doesn't fall through the time portal, and we'll use Coco for it. This is a level where I really do not like the soundtrack. I don't mind the N Sane Trilogy version, but I did not like the original soundtrack to these levels on the PS1 version. I definitely prefer the N Sane Trilogy soundtrack that plays through these levels. And I just love how colourful this level looks as well, as we're riding through the Great Wall of China. This level is a really good example to show how great the graphics look in the Crash game and how far Crash has come since the 90s. Because I mean, these levels look amazing. Oh shit. Okay, I just took a hit. God damn it. Okay, I just need to be a bit careful. Just need to press circle button to sprint when I need to. It's fun. Can I even hear a... Oh, I just missed a box. Come on, I could do much better than this. I mean, I've never died at all in the warp rooms. Especially in warp room number 1 and 2, I get through them so easily, but I've died at least 3 times already. But don't worry, I'll get through this game nice and easy. Right. Unlike I did with Crash 2, because that was a nightmare. We've got 13 lives, and this Let's Play, I am going to try and get 99 lives like I did in Crash 1. I finished Crash 1 98 lives, but I'm going to try and get 99 lives at some point in this Let's Play, because I have done it before. I've done it before in Crash 2, but only with luck. But Crash 3 and Crash 1 are so much easier to get 99 lives in for me. I'm not a huge fan of these levels, if you ask me, riding on the Great Wall of China, but I do like the graphics that I play through these levels, that you can see in these levels. Okay. Right, how many boxes that? 34 out of 51. There's the crystal. Almost there. Yes, I did have a fantastic Christmas. Oh, what the hell? For some reason, For some reason, the boosting feels a bit different than when I played this level originally, which feels a bit weird, but oh, I'll get the hang of it. Yeah, I had a great Christmas. I played some of the video games I got for Christmas, but if I'm being honest, over Christmas I spent lots and lots of times playing Shenmue 1 and 2. Oh, I just made that. I mean, I love Shenmue 1 and 2. I never played them on the Sega Dreamcast, but I used to play Sonic and Sega also. I was racing a lot on the PS3 back in the day. And of course, I used to like playing as Ryo Hazuki just because he had a motorbike. I like riding motorbike. Well, I like racing motorbikes in video games, and of course, when I used to play Ryo a lot, I decided to look up what Sega video game he was in. He used to appear in a game called Shenmue. So I decided to look it up on YouTube, and I thought, wow, I'd like to play this one day. Of course, as I never owned a Sega Dreamcast back in the day, I could never play it. Luckily last year they did remaster both games for PS4 and Xbox One, and I finally got the opportunity to play them. Of course, I fell in love with them. And I definitely plan to do a Let's Play on that in the future. I really want to play that at some point.
Uka and Cortex want Tiny get crystals and bring them to big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for Tiny, or Crash get crushed!
One thing I like about Crash 3 as well, like you saw just then, when you enter certain levels, the bosses you encounter later on will contact you, which builds the bosses up a bit, which gets you a bit more excited to meet them when you completed all 5 levels in the game, and that never happened in Crash 2. All you got was Cortex contacting you, and that was it. In Crash 3 you can actually get all bosses in the game contacting you as well, which builds them up a lot as well. Which makes it for so much better encounters when you get to the boss battles in this game. So Crash 3 really has improved a lot over Crash 2 as well, in my opinion. I mean, if you played the PS1 version of Crash 1 and Crash 2, you'll notice how much Crash 3 improved massively over Crash 2, despite how they controlled the controls are not much different in Crash 1 and Crash 2 and 3 on PS1, but when you play Crash 3, you'll notice how much Crash 3 is over a major improvement over Crash 2. It really is amazing how much they've improved it. When you play the N Sane Trilogy, it's really hard to notice some of the improvements because some of those improvements have been added into the Crash 2 remaster, so it's quite difficult to notice. Crash 3 was just amazing PS1 game. It literally included all the things that made Crash 1 and Crash 2 great, but it added even more to it, which made it the ultimate Crash game. And I actually enjoy these, the fact about Crash 4, I really enjoy travelling through time as well to different time periods, which makes the levels more interesting to explore. You get to explore the future, the medieval times, of course the prehistoric times, which we're exploring right now. It just makes this game so interesting to play through as well. Because that's what just makes Crash 3 my favourite Crash game ever. Got another easy bonus round, it's pretty fun. Yeah, I just love Crash Bandicoot 3. I've said that loads of times, but I just love it so much. It's literally, Crash Bandicoot 3 was my favourite PS1 game of all time, if not my favourite childhood game as well. Jak and Daxter I played slightly later on. I didn't play Jak and Daxter till I was 14. Yeah, which is a bit late. I played Jak and Daxter for the first time in 2013, which wasn't actually that long ago, considering how long Jak and Daxter's been around for. Yeah, when I played through the 3 games, I actually loved them. To be honest, I did play Jak and Daxter on the PS Vita first, and if you played the Vita version, you'll know the Vita version has frame rate problems and there's a bit a laggy port, but I still enjoyed the games, and I think it was about just a few months later, or maybe just around 6 to 8 months later, I finally got my hands on the PS3 version. I just instantly fell in love with it, and to this day, it's still my favourite game series. Yeah, and I'm so glad last year I finally got the opportunity to play Shenmue 1 and 2, because I'm literally loving those games right now. Oh yeah, and my AV cable for Elgato is on the way. I am hoping it'll arrive this week, and when it does, I can finally start my Let's Play on Jak 2 as well, which I've been wanting to do ever since I started this channel. So hopefully I'll get Jak 2 started very soon. Yeah, Nitro crates have made a return, and they don't blow the dinosaurs' legs off, which is a huge shame. Oh! Caught me right at the end. The end can get you off a bit just because the boxes are right near, like, the end of the platform, and if you activate those boxes too late, the dinosaur will catch up with you just before you can get hold of the gem, and it does make this level the ending a bit complicated to do, but it's not too difficult if you get far ahead quick enough, and yeah, quickly, yes, there, that's how you do it. So just make sure you get ahead of him far enough, get far ahead of him as possible, and then smash the boxes. Then you'll have just enough time to get the gem. Box gem. So okay, that is level number 4. We're going to completely complete level number 5, and if I'm being honest, these are levels I hate the most. In the original, I used to love these levels, but in the remaster, I really do not like them. You'll see why in just a minute. Okay, we got no, the boss isn't contacting us. So trouble is, when you control this like submarine thing, it just feels so much different. I'll be back in just a minute. I just need to do something. Okay, I'm back. I just need to quickly do something. Okay, I really do not like these levels anymore. I used to love them, but now I really don't. The original versions are definitely much better. The way this why do I call it submarine for? Gee. This is called a jet ski, by the way. When you control the jet ski in the remaster, it just feels way more realistic, and because of that, it's just not fun to control it. One thing that is really off on the controls for the jet ski is the turning. I mean, seriously. This jet ski has really slow turning, and it really ruins these levels for me. Yeah, I think any of you that have played the N Sane Trilogy, if you played it originals as well, I landed straight. I didn't know you could do that. I get a life by landing on top of a lifeboat or whatever. I love these levels on the PS1. I like the soundtrack that plays for it. The original is better, but I still like the remaster version as well. Because other than that, I really do not like these levels. In the remaster, these are my least favourite levels. In the original, Riding on the Great Wall of China were my least favourite levels, but now, in the remaster, these are my least favourite. Which is such a shame too, because I really like the look of these levels, how sunny it is, and just how sunny and amazing everything is. So I wish I could just be there right now. I'm not sure what time period this is in. I'm pretty sure this is like the pirate times. I'm not sure when that is. This is definitely in a different time period. This is definitely not the present, I don't think, but oh well. But I like these levels, especially in the original, okay? If we can get these 2 boxes, then we can finally get hold of the gem. There we go, that's the 5th level done. Now we've got one more level to complete, which is the boss. We're going to do that in this episode, we are indeed. We've got to use Crash for it as well. I don't know why Coco can't do the boss battles, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, we're on a dance, let's head into the boss. There's only, well, like about Crash 3, there's only one, all the other buttons have disappeared and there's just one standing right in the middle. Okay, let's look at Tiny's evil face. You can tell he wants Crash, right? Let's do this.
Crash! Coco! Stole the pretty crystals! Tiny, take them back in Gladiator Arena!
I love the boss battles in Crash 3. This is not my favourite boss battle in Crash 3, but I really do like it. These are definitely much better. Boss battles in Crash 3 are so much better than the bosses in Crash 2. This boss battle is pretty fun. Yeah, it's a decent boss battle. You'll see what we have to do in a minute. It's actually pretty fun when you play it. All the boss battles in this game are really fun. Yeah, there's not one boss battle in this game that's actually boring. I think out of the trilogy, Crash 3 has the best boss battles by quite some margin. Okay, if we take out Tiny. Okay, what he's going to do now is get some lions to come after us. These lions can easily capture off guard as well. So make sure, just don't misstep or anything, otherwise the lions will get you and eat you. I love how all Cortex's minions are just watching Tiny as well, and we just get to see Crash whoop his ass. And I just love what happens when you defeat Tiny. Cortex's minions never did this in the original version, but I love what they do to Tiny when Crash defeats him. You'll see, when I defeat Tiny in a minute, you'll see what happens. Just wait for him to jump down. When I take him out in a minute, you'll see what the minions do. Yeah, any second now. Bang! He's down for the count. Now he's down for the count, Cortex's minions start booing him. They start throwing tomatoes at him, which I find pretty funny. This never happened. You can also bounce on Tiny a lot as well. See if I can body slam on him. Also, what makes the Crash 3 battles so worth playing is that you actually get a power up afterwards as well. So we got the supercharged body slam, which is basically a more powerful version of doing normal body slam. It's just a shame Crash can't throw tomatoes at Tiny either, and it's a bit funny that Cortex doesn't. Cortex looks a bit more angry about the fact that Crash defeated Tiny.
Well done, children. By defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second time travel area is now open.
Okay, there we go. That is the first warp room done just like that, and now we've unlocked the second warp room as well. So we're getting through this game pretty easily. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please be sure to hit a like button as well, so it really helped me out. And then if you want to keep up to date with all the Crash 3 videos I post, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, because trust me, you'll really make my day if you do that. And in the next episode, we're going to complete probably all the levels in warp room number 2. Yeah, as this is my favourite warp room, I'll probably get through this warp room pretty easily, and yeah, I don't see why not. We'll get it done in one episode. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is goldiex and I'm out.